Hey everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where last time we worked on our armor abilities a little bit more, took on the level 15 armor quest, and oh god, we are so very out of money. Thankfully, we're not going to be doing any more crafting for a little while, so that'll help us build up a bit more cash. We're going to do Culinarian last out of all of the things we have to do in the Limsa area. Last before we get back to the next part of the main story. So hopefully that'll give us enough money to do Culinarian without too much issue. Anyways, today it is time to go fishing. Sisapu, you have a new quest for me. Sisapu could use a helping hand with an unexpected order. I've been thinking, Satora, now that you can catch more fish than you can eat, it's time you learned a little about the art of fishmongering. Normally, customers purchase fish that have already been caught, but a certain Kikiran sailor has a penchant for freshness. Unfortunately, the fishermen who usually fill his orders have all, somewhat ironically, gone fishing, and so I turn to you, Satora. I'm hoping you can talk to Chuchurun over there, or at least listen to him. Alright, so, moving on into the business of being a fisher, we are now going to start catching fish for orders. Chuchurun the sailor sails the seas. You, the fisherwoman, fish the fish. Looking out as lookout, Chuchurun spots spots in water. Jumping silverfish jump, flashing silver flashes. Chuchurun wish to taste silverfish taste. Chuchurun pay good silver if you fish 5 good silver fish. Alright, so we need to catch these silverfish. Sisapu, do you happen to know what exact fish he's talking about? Well, Chuchurun has a way with words, doesn't he? Unfortunately, his way appears to be repeating the words silverfish. Only the most experienced fisherman would be able to decipher that nonsense. This sounds like a job for Wawalago since I'm busy doing his job. Rest assured that what he may lack in sense, he more than makes up for in nonsense. Alright, Wawalago, do you happen to know what this silverfish is referring to? Since when is it civil to sneak up and scare your seniors? I suddenly suspected Sisapu sent you to slit my stomach. That woman's well aware of my weakness. If she's gonna shout about the way I shove down shrimp, she should know better than to leave them showing on the shelf. Or is that not why you're here? Setting table setting aside, I'll bet you shells to shellfish I know what the Kikiran spied. If it was silver and sauntered while skimming the sea, I'm somewhat certain he saw a navigator's dagger. Daggers don't lend themselves to a Laminson's liking, but the settlers of the Southerly Isles stir them into soup stock. You can find them by the brewer's beacon. Snaring one is a slippery sleight for a starter, but a flitting flick of the fist for a fisherman with a gull's eye like you have. Now, daggers are drawn to decoys that dangle, so do yourself a favor and fetch some rat tails for them to flash their fins at. God, why does everyone have to speak like this? I'm getting tongue-tied. Alright, so the Brewer's Beacon is where we need to head. And it just so happens the Brewer's Beacon is actually one of the destinations we need to head to for a new fishing hole. So we're gonna go ahead and knock out 3 birds with 1 stone because we have 2 new fishing holes in Western Lenosia to deal with. So it seems like an appropriate time to get rid of that. Or get done with that. Alright then, so we are looking for the Brewer's Beacon, which is of course the lighthouse we helped fix a while back. So we can go ahead and take a Chocobo Porter over to Swift Perch. And while we're doing that, my fishing log has gone missing. There it is, I found my fishing log again. So I should be able to have a good note of what we're missing. Alright, Chocobo Keep, I'm going to need a nice and easy ride over to Swift Perch. Alright, this puts us right next to the Brewer's Beacon, so let's hop off now. Skip the crab, hello! Good song. I need to listen to that one again. Again, yeah, as I've said before, basically all of the Fate names are media references or pop culture references. That Fate, I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight is a very good song. Alright, so we need rat tails to catch this navigator's dagger. Now, let's see, what's a good spot? This should work right on the edge. Anytime now. There we go. That is unfortunately not a navigator's dagger. The dagger is 2 exclamation marks. But we did get a new fish, the helmet crab. Actually, taking a look at our fishing log, there are only 5 fish we're able to get here, and the last one is the navigator's dagger. So, let's go. Let's catch those fish. There we go. There's 1 navigator's dagger, and now to catch 4 more. Alright, well, we just hit level 25 and got a new action, mooching. Might as well go over the tutorial for it, but this is not something we're going to be doing for a little bit. We'll cover it once the fishing quests cover it. Mooching is a technique that involves catching a smaller fish and then leaving that fish on the line to lure in a larger fish. Mooching can only be attempted after catching a large-sized fish that is also suitable for mooching. There are some varieties of fish that can only be landed via mooching. Increase your perception rating to increase your chances of landing a massive catch, then use that fish to lure in an even rarer find. So if you catch one of those large fish, variants of fish that'll have in little brackets when you catch them large, you can use those as bait effectively in order to catch bigger fish. But we'll be going more into that once we have learned about it properly in the fishing quests. Alright, there's all of our navigator's daggers. Now before we return back to Limsa, in order to hand the fish in, there is one more fishing hole, as I mentioned, here in the West Lenosia area. And apparently it's actually in the waters around Aleport. So we could have gotten it before we came over here, but oh well. Oh, we got another Fate coming up. Here, let's turn on Sneak so that they can't spot us, and they won't attack us. Now just sneak on by these giant aurochs. And let's go fishing. Let's see, what kind of bait would be good here? Looks like rat tails are pretty decent, and we were already using those, so that's perfect. Let's fish right here. Alright, there we go. Our first fish of the Skull Valley fishing hole. There are, looks like, 4 fish. Yes, 4 fish we're able to catch here right now. So we just need to get this one. And it looks like this one likes rat tails. Alright, that took a surprising amount of time, but I caught a razor clam, which was the only other fish we could get here. Alright, since we are extremely poor, we're going to go ahead and use Return to get back to Limsa instead of the very cheap 40 gil boat, because we can barely even afford that. And let's get back to the Fishers Guild. And hand over the delivery. I bring you a ton of fish. You fish and catch fish catch for Chuchurun? I did indeed. The shiny shine, the smelly smell. Cannot wait to taste tasty taste. Well, it looks like we found the fish you were after. You find. Maybe Chuchurun season was season or smoke was smoke. Maybe grill on grill. Many cooking options for cook. My, you're certainly putting a great deal of thought into this. Ha ha ha! Chuchurun gifted the feast on feast gift. Best Chuchurun regard you with Chuchurun's best regards. We're always grateful for your patronage, Chuchurun. Please see him out and return here afterwards, Tora. We've more to discuss. Alright. You have a delicious time with your fish? Apparently, I need to talk to Sisyphus. Phew, I'm glad you were here to handle that sudden request. So many of these freeloading fishermen can't be bothered to stay ashore for more than a day at a time. You, on the other hand, have proven far more reliable. I can think of at least one Kikirin who'd agree. Now that you've seen how rewarding fishmongering can be, I hope you'll take the initiative to try it yourself. I actually have, and it earned me a lot of experience. A terrifying amount of experience. Alright, let's see. The smart thing would be to get the money, but I want to see. This is plus 14 item levels. This is plus 10. Plus 9, or 11. 4. We're going with the tunic. Very nice. And we got a new fishing rod. Alright then. Let's go ahead and go take care of the other new fishing holes that are available for us now. Next up, we have, well, I guess for the first one we're doing is this set, for our fishing holes. We have a fishing hole down here in Woad Whisper Canyon, where if you remember, we came here a while ago in order to help Severin and his crew after they tried to join the Serpent Reavers. Didn't go well for anyone, but at least we got out of there alive. Anyways, I believe the best bait we have available to use is the midge basket, but I think even better would be butterworms, which, for obvious reasons, I can't afford to buy bait right now. I'm trying to be more responsible with my money. But midge baskets should suffice. Not ideal bait, but it should work. Anyways, Woad Whisper Canyon should be the last fishing hole in this area. Got a new fish, the river crab. Let's see, we have the first 3 fish on the list. And the ones we can catch are the first 5, it looks like. Yes, we should be able to catch the first 5 with what we have right now. And we can get these 2 with midge baskets. So, fishing we go. Our next new fish is the Lenosian perch. And our last new fish is the copperfish. So we should be done with Woad Whisper Canyon for the time being. Alright, next up we are heading to Lower Lenosia. Alright, before we actually head into Lower Lenosia, I am going to buy a little bit of bait. But I'm going to limit myself to something very specific. I am looking for lures. Lures are reusable fishing tackle which allow you to more easily catch various fish. Particularly fish that like whatever tackle you grab. Crap. I don't have a lot of money and these are kind of expensive because they are reusable. So let's see, the one that the fish I'm looking to catch likes is the crowfly. So we'll buy 1 crowfly. In addition to bait, there exist several types of man-made lures. Lures are applied to your line in the same manner as bait. Fish can sense the difference between live bait and lures, therefore it may take longer for you to register a bite. On the other hand, lures can be reused multiple times, as well as employed to land prey too large for smaller bait. Being able to choose the right bait or lure for the situation is what separates the amateur from the professional. But yeah, we need a new type of bait that I don't have in order to catch one of the fish at the upcoming fishing holes. And I believe the crowfly should be able to catch everything, I hope. Anyways, I'm going to take a chocobo down to Lower Lenosia. Alright, we are almost to Moraby Dry Docks, but we're going to hop off the chocobo just outside the gate. And we're going to run up this way because our next fishing hole is Empty Heart. This area right outside of the dry docks. This small little pond is a fishing hole. Alright, let's see what we can catch. I'm going to start with a midge basket because at least several fish here can be caught with midge baskets. Alright, Empty Heart has been added to our fishing log, and we are able to catch the first 6 fish in this area. So we're missing the middle 4. Lovely. Yeah, I believe crowfly and midge baskets should be able to catch all of them here. I'll go with midge baskets for a little bit, and then we'll switch over to crowfly once I'm getting a little bit... Now, you know what? Let's do crowfly first, and then we'll switch to midge baskets once we have the ones that need a lure. Oh. I will be back in a bit. Alright, caught a new fish, caught the fairy bass. Caught another fish, the moat carp. This is the one that I specifically wanted the crowfly for. There's a few more we can catch with the crowfly, but I'm going to switch back to midge baskets for a bit. Another new fish, the acorn snail. How are we doing? We have all but the second, and the second one can actually be caught best with bloodworms, of which we have too many. And there's the last fish at this fishing hole, the crimson crayfish. Pretty good job filling up that fishing log. Alright, one last fishing hole for the day, and that's going to be Moraby Dry Docks themselves. So let's get on over here and see what we can catch. Looks like rat tails or pillbugs may be a good place to start with this fishing area. We'll start with the rat tails because we have too many. My god, do we have so much bait. We had to have been given some of it for quest rewards, right? That's the only thing that makes sense. Alright, let's go with right over here for fishing. Hop down here, and we'll fish right at this area. Alright, caught our first fish at the Moraby Dry Docks, a harbor herring, which is actually a fish we can use for mooching, but I'm, again, not doing that quite yet. We're going to hold off on that. Instead, we're going to discover that we've actually caught every fish here, so you know what? Sure, let's show off mooching, since it's available and we've caught every fish here. Alright, so if we go ahead and mooch this fish, which was a large size fish, there is one fish we can catch with it. Our first mooch fish is very, very heavy. We caught a blue octopus. Nice. Alright, and that is all the fishing we have to do for today. So, I'm gonna go ahead and make my way back to Limsa, and next time on Final Fantasy XIV, I'm going to have cleared out my inventory of any fish that I can't use for recipes. And then I will meet you back here as we take on the next Arcanist quest at long last. I'll see everyone next time for that.